Alright guys, it is Saturday night again. It is December 28th, which means we have time for one more Christmas episode. I went back and forth about what movie I wanted to watch tonight, what snack I wanted to make tonight, but I finally settled on the movie Scrooged. And the reason is because there is a movie inside the movie called The Night the Reindeer Died. If you have seen Scrooged, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a movie trailer that plays within this movie when they're kind of reviewing what shows are going to be on the IBC channel, the channel that this guy runs. And he's kind of crazy, so all the shows on the channel are kind of crazy. So tonight, for our very last Christmas episode of Saturday Night Snack in a Movie 2024, we are watching Scrooged, and we are going to be making a absolutely delicious snack that I am calling reindeer pellets. Come with me, I'll show you exactly what I mean. I'll show you how to make them, and then you guys can enjoy them while you watch Scrooged in your very own home. Okay, so the snack we're making for tonight, for the purposes of this video, we are calling reindeer pellets. But in actuality, these are actually called TWIX bites. I found these on a Facebook page called Best Cookies and Desserts. They are homemade TWIX bites, and if you follow the link, it takes you to a website called Glue Sticks Blog. There's a little link if you pay attention, and it says jump to recipe. If you hit that, you can weed through all the riffraff and the ads and that, and get right down to what we're going to be doing. I have not tried these yet myself, but I can't believe that they wouldn't be absolutely delicious. So the ingredients we're using, there's only 3 things. We're going to start out with mini Nilla wafers. Now you can use the bigger ones, but the mini ones are the ones that they suggest on the website. And personally, I think that's better when you're making a snack for a movie night because it gives you a whole bunch of little things that you can sit there and snack on through the movie instead of just a couple of bigger things. Next, we're going to need Rolos. Now, this is a 10-ounce bag right here. This is the only thing I could find in my store. All the other Rolos were sold out, except for maybe the individual packs. But Rolos come in unwrapped bags, and that's probably easier than this because these are all individually wrapped. That means that I have to go through and unwrap each and every little Rolo in this bag. And the third ingredient that we need is this right here, just regular milk chocolate chips. Now you can use any kind of melting chocolate you want. You can use white chocolate, you can use colors. Since this is technically for a Christmas video, we could mix it up. We could use reds and greens, we could use white. We could do this however we want. But since these are supposed to look like reindeer pellets, we're going to use chocolate. Now there's a couple other things we're going to need too. I talk about this all the time, and I highly recommend you guys get one of these. This is a Wilton melting pot for melting chocolates and candy melts that we get. We use them all the time on this channel for our snacks. This thing is like 20 bucks. It might be 25, I don't remember. I'll put a link below where you can get one for yourself, or you can run out to Walmart and get one. I've used this thing a billion times, and it makes this process so easy. Now you're going to want some kind of a tool to dip with. I'm going to use this long-handled spoon right here. There's actually a long tool that I'm going to put a link for below also that is very similar to this. It's a spiral dipping tool where the top, like the spoon part, would actually be made of a wire that's in a spiral, kind of like a whisk, but it makes it easier to take your candy, dip it in, and then when you lift it up, the chocolate falls through there, so you don't just have a giant gob of chocolate. This will work for the moment because I had to order a new dipping tool. I couldn't find mine, and it's just not here yet. But you can use a fork or whatever you want to use. The other things we're going to need is just a tray like this and some parchment paper. This is just a regular cookie tray. We're going to be sticking this in the oven, so you do need something that can go in the oven. Now, usually I just wing it with these recipes. If I see a picture of something I think is cool online, I'm like, okay, we'll make that, and then I just kind of wing it. But the one element to this recipe right here that is very important, and the whole reason why I'm keeping the recipe in front of me is so that I don't forget how long and at what temperature we need to put our oven. So the first thing we need to do is turn on our oven to bake, and we need to set it at 300 100 degrees. This is the recipe right here. I will share that below as well, but this person has tested this out a million times and they came to the perfect numbers to make this work correctly. So the first thing we need to do while that is even heating up is get rid of this plate here, bring this one over, grab our Rolos and unwrap them. Yeah, these Rolos are all individually wrapped, as you can see right here, and I do like how they're wrapped for Christmas. We got the golds, the greens, the reds. They look pretty cool, but these definitely do need to be unwrapped, every single one of them. So that brings us back to this. Yeah, make sure you get the unwrapped Rolos. That took about 15 minutes and my fingers are all cramped up. So we got about 47 in here. The recipe says to use 36 for the next step. And that would be putting our Nilla wafers, if I can get them out of the bag, on this parchment paper lined cookie tray. Okay, so we got that counted out and lined up. We've got 36 mini Nilla wafers sitting on this tray right here. Now we need to take 36 of these and put one on top of each of these cookies. Now I will say I'm finding that this is much more difficult than I thought it would be because of that right there. These cookies are rounded, so they don't want to stay straight up. So I got them all into place, but here's what I had to do. So the parchment paper is very smooth. So what I had to do was create like some peaks and valleys on it. So I took it, crumpled it up, so we have some crumples in there that will, in theory, hold these in place. Next thing I did was fold it like this. Squeeze it like that, and then that way, when you unfold it, it's kind of like a fan, so you can see where there's kind of like rows already there. So you want to pull it out and lay it in there just like this so it's not flat and slippery. And then when you put your cookies in here, in theory, it'll hold it just like that and keep it from falling over. Now I smoothed mine out just a little bit too much, so I'm gonna have to be very careful taking this from here and putting it in the oven. And we're not trying to get them to melt completely anyway. They're just gonna get soft. These are only going in for 90 seconds though, so before we put them in, we need to get 36 more of these little cookies prepared. So I didn't count them out, but I just poured some on this plate here so they would be ready. Because when these come out of the oven, they're gonna be soft. We need to take one for each one, put it on top, and kind of smash it down a little bit. Point being, we can't take them out and let them cool. We have to have our cookies ready so that they are in smashable fashion. You get what I'm saying. Okay, so we carefully took those and put them in the oven. I set the timer for 85 seconds just because it took me a couple of seconds to get up there and get the buttons right. So we're gonna move over to this work area right here. We got 9 seconds to go. When they come out, we're gonna start putting these cookies on. And you can see how they are just slightly softened from that heat. Yeah, they are just soft enough right now where we can put a cookie on the top of each of them and just push it down a little bit. You don't want to totally smash it. Just push it down a little bit, kind of makes like a little hamburger there. I do need to take it off the stove though. Okay, so those are all done and prepared, and the recipe tells us to immediately chill these in the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes. So we're gonna do just that. Stick it right in here on top some stuff. The pan wasn't in the oven long enough for it to actually be too hot to do this, but we'll leave those in there, let them chill for 15 to 20 minutes. And yeah, I had to take them off the stovetop so that the heat would stop coming up through because they were getting pretty soft. I just moved them right over to the counter and it was perfect. Okay, while those are chilling, we're just gonna go ahead and get our chocolate melting here. Gonna pour the whole bag of our milk chocolate chips into our candy melter. Okay, that is just about ready there. You can see how well that has melted. Meanwhile, I pulled our little Twix burgers out from the fridge. They look like little Krabby Patties right there. You could really just eat them just like that, but we're gonna cover them with chocolate. So we're basically just gonna take a couple and dunk them in there. Cover them with chocolate here. knock off any extra chocolate and put it right on our parchment paper so it can cool. And this is where that little spiral tool would come in handy, because you get a lot of chocolate on your spoon that you don't want on there, and you have to figure out how to kind of tap it off so that you're not wasting a lot of chocolate on those. All right, there we go. Those are all covered in chocolate. We're going to stick those back in the fridge here for probably about 20 minutes so that chocolate can set. Okay, these were kind of messy to make, but they are going to be delicious. Okay, well, those were in there for probably about 45 minutes. Here they are. Look how delicious those look. Since we used chocolate chips instead of regular melting chocolate, it took a little bit longer for them to set, but they did set up really nice. The chocolate chips chocolate definitely melts quicker in your hands, but I am really excited to taste one of these. They look absolutely delicious. I'm really curious to see if it tastes anything like a Twix. Oh my gosh. That tastes so much better than I expected it to. I do like Nilla wafers, but I gotta be honest, I was kind of worried about how they were going to taste in here, at least as far as tasting like a Twix, and dang, it works perfectly. This is definitely something I will be making again. Homemade Twix bites for our Scrooged the Night the Reindeer Died movie night. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you make some of those for yourselves because they are absolutely delicious. It is time to say goodbye to 2024. In just a few days, it is going to be 2025. How absolutely insane is that? Stick around, because Saturday Night Snack and a Movie is going nowhere. We've got an awesome episode planned for you next week. What else is there to say but Merry Christmas and Happy New Year?